I currently am a mechanical engineer, just actually finally picked that.
And I'm currently a junior at the University of Wyoming studying social work with a minor in environment and natural resources.
I'm a junior and I'm a communication major, and I started out as a undeclared freshman.
I wasn't really sure if it was even a good idea because I didn't really feel like spending the money and just, the time, but and honestly I don't know if the time is really that big of a deal, I guess, now further into it, but yeah, it was a little unnerving, I guess. So
I would say I was pretty nervous. It was just a lot of pressure to figure it out and figure it out quickly, because you feel like you don't have enough time, you're not gonna find what you want to do immediately, and then you'll be behind in graduation and all those pressures. So I was pretty nervous, definitely.
I was not nervous just because I knew from the get-go I was not going to be declared. I really didn't want to declare something right off because I knew that I probably was going to change it, because most people do.
they really didn't care, to be honest. They thought it was a good idea to at least just try it, and if whatever came of it. So they didn't care very much, but
Yes, that was most of the reason that I was also nervous. Yeah, they put that pressure on because they want me to graduate in 4 years and have life direction and all that sort of thing, so there's definitely nervousness on their end.
I have no idea. They said they weren't, but I don't think that that's entirely true. I mean, I would assume that they would be. That's just being a parent, you're always worried.
it's going to be a waste of money and a waste of time. But like they tell you have like the 2 years or whatever, so I guess maybe that's a misconception as well, though, is the college, as far as it doesn't matter because you have all the time in the world to pick your major, when in reality you don't particularly, at least from what I've found.
That you have to figure it out immediately, and that it's bad to be undeclared. There's kind of this sense where like other students come in and they're like, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then you're like, oh, well, I don't know yet, and they just give you the, oh. Which then they end up changing anyway, so it's almost smarter to be undeclared. It's better to just admit that you don't know and to take advantage of the resources that you have for undeclared students to help with those things.
You're taking the easy way.
The one that it has been really helpful is just advisors in general. Just my actual general advisor was incredibly helpful through the process.
I did use the career counseling services at the ACES office.
ACES was really great. Kirk was my advisor, and I met with him like day one, and ever since then we just kind of worked through a ton of stuff, and then once I eventually changed, I was in a good enough place where I could kind of figure out things for myself.
I would highly recommend getting a good advisor.
I would say try not to panic about it and just like embrace that you have the opportunity to explain.
It's the smartest choice.
Are definitely resources, but I will say at the end of the day, nobody's going to tell you what's right for you, so it's definitely something that you have to decide and self-reflect on. Even if you go to career counseling, it's still up to you to choose your path.